doesn't have to be good enough. What's good, y'all? We back quick with another message. Oh my gosh, it's so blurry, but listen, it's the message that's what's important, okay? So listen up. I started to talk about this in my royal story time slash royal prophetic message for those of you guys that may have watched those that royal story time slash royal prophetic message is timeless, okay? Everybody may not come across it this year, this month, right? So when you do, you are guided to, okay? Now, this video, which I'm just really mad at because it wasn't like this before. But screw it, because I don't have nothing to write it down. I don't feel like getting in. Anyway, I started talking about this, about ailments, right? And so listen, if this doesn't resonate with you, that's perfectly fine, okay? This message is for my spiritual folk, for those who know that there's more to life out there than just what meets the naked eye, right? For those that can see, if you know what I mean, right? But maybe you don't have a safe space, or maybe you were told that, oh, you're being silly, or you're crazy, or that doesn't exist. Well, you have a safe space here because we dive into these mystical truths, right? So here's a fact for you. Ailments, right? So in our royal story time, our royal prophetic message, we were talking about hexes, curses, jinxes that people like to send people for whatever their reason, right? Doesn't make it right. Right. Well, we also talked about what that process looks like when the demon who is acting out the request of the said dark practitioner, right, to whatever the attack is, whether that's your beauty, your health, your finances, your love life, all the above, right, whatever it is. They put these implants, imprints, these hooks, right? They open up portals and everything. And these implants and dark programming and codes are nothing nice, right? They don't align with your system, your DNA. So it's going to cause some issues. Now, they're doing this spiritually, right? They're implanting these things spiritually in your auric field, different parts of you, your metaphysical body, physical body, so on and so forth, where it starts to then cause physical issues for you, right? So as above, so below. Let's say they put a cell death implant in you. Well, that implant is to cause death to certain cells. Because let's say a person is trying to do some beauty magic. They're trying to siphon your beauty because they want it for themselves. Hey, that's what people do. Of course, I keep telling you. Unless the dark practitioner is trying to make a profit in their advertising services, hey, I do hexes. You pay for if you want to give your enemy an hex, right? Hey, I do love spells. If you want to put a love spell on your partner, right? You do have people who do services like that, right? If you want to swap destinies, hey, I'm the person to go to right there. You have people who do that as services that they offer. Or unless they are very proud to say that they do that backhanded type of stuff, most people that's trying to do that behind the scenes, they're not out here advertising that. They're not out here saying, hey, I'm swapping destinies with people. Hey, I'm siphoning people's energy so I can, have something good to attract to myself, because honestly, evil and wicked and can't attract good things because of that, right? Which would require them to change so that they can attract the blessings that they want, right? Well, when an entity is putting something like a cell death implant in you, this starts to cause, or potentially, right? Because God said the weapon will form and it doesn't have to prosper. It will start to cause your cells to decrease, right? Not to work at optimal functioning, right? If you will. Okay. But God can make it where, like, okay, I'll let these ones kind of take a hit, but I know that I'm gonna get you to a point in your life where it's gonna heal, right? Whatever the case may be. Um, with just the and then so physically that can start looking like, you may start to see wrinkles, or you may start to get different blemishes on your body. It doesn't have to be your face, or it could be, um, right? Let's say somebody's trying to siphon your money and just try to prey on your downfall, PREY. Then the entity, if the entity takes the offering, right? They take the offering, whatever, whatever what was made. So let me tell you, first you got to break the contract, the agreement, the demonic agreement and contract that was falsely made on your behalf. Okay, cancel them out. You can get to the root, right? And because then they go demon go say, I have a contract. I ain't signed it. I ain't, you know, they either tricked you into it or somebody did it on your behalf. Okay. And I've gotten to a point where I started to pre-cancel out demonic agreements, demonic covenants, demonic contracts, so that when somebody's trying to falsely do that, that energy goes right back to them. It can't even just it tries to leave and it smacks them right back in the face, because how dare you? Okay, like the trick. So be mindful of trickster spirits. Okay, but going back to the example, right? Let's say somebody's trying to steal your money and cause harm to your life. And let's say they send you some chaos and conflict, and let's say they they're trying to cause problems to your health and all the rest of that, right? Well, first the entity will start again, try to start working on latching on to you or getting in you, right? How whatever methods they use, they have several. And so then when they get in there, then they're like, okay, they want this person's money, so then we need to put some implants we need to put some implants of stagnancy. We need to get some programs of you can't do this, can't do that, feeling insignificant, so they won't make the movement forward to do it, because when you don't do certain things that you're supposed to be doing, and that energy's not being used when you could be, it's up for grabs in a sense. Because you should have time to grow and get into certain things and so on and so forth. And what's yours is yours, whether you're using it or not. But because we have these spiritual thieves who don't want to heal and they want to steal other people's shit, this is some knowledge for you. And so, so just protect your gifts, right? And then learn what the signs are when somebody's trying to send you stuff. They've been spiritually attacking so bad to the point where I can now call out what they sent me. I can call out what's being said. Oh, they sent me something to attack my money. Oh, they sent me something to attack my health. Oh, they sent something, right? So we just rebuke that energy in the name of Jesus, right? So, because you can't control what anybody else does. So, for example, let's say somebody sends something to me, and let me go back to the example, and then I'm gonna share this other one. So, somebody's trying to attack your money, your health, and the demon will put, okay, let me put an implant of money block in their sacral chakra. Let me put an implant of let me run a program of not enough, latch, hook, implant, right? So then let's say the entity put what I just said in their sacral chakra. So then the person may start developing very painful periods. They may start to develop disorders known as polycystic ovarian syndrome, known as PCOS, and or endometriosis. Okay, so you're learning about the spiritual aspect of ailments, right? This is the root. Okay. And no, they don't always talk about this in religions. That's why and again, for those that don't know or didn't know, I am an ordained minister. I was a Christian Catholic for over 30 some odd years. Okay. I left the Christian Catholic religion because I stepped outside the doctrines, did my own research, and learned that, hey, the stuff that they have been telling us is not all true. I did my own research and I found out some things were true and some things were not. So that's my tidbit there. And because I was able to step outside, take that leap of faith and step outside and learn different knowledge, I am able to bring this knowledge to you. So for those who are religious, I just told you, I done dealt with over 30 years of that. You do not have to Bible me to death. You do not have to da 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 da. I used to be one of you and I chose not to be. Okay. Okay. And if you don't want to learn anything new, you can always take your free will and click off. And so, with that being said, so yeah, so then you might start developing those type of disorders, right? Let's say that somebody's trying to mess with your size and stuff like that. You know, they may try to, the entity may try to put some implants in your gut. And that's also where these demonic parasites like to live too. And they will latch on and start causing these like deformities and mutated shape and stuff like that. Where like maybe you'll have a little pooch, the pouch, like just a little bit. You know, or it's super different or whatever the case may be. Now, balance spirituality with practicality. If you know you've been eating, okay, but if you know that you decent, you have a balance, and so on and so forth, that's when you need to start looking into things spiritually, right? And then they'll start putting implants and imprints and stuff like that to start messing up your digestive tract. Oh yeah. So for those that have digestive tract issues, you got some entity attachments, you got some parasites, you got some spiritually, okay? That can help if you address it spiritually. You can help release some things spiritually. I know because God has done a clearing and it has helped tremendously. Okay. Clearing as in Akashic record clearing, having imprints, implants, hooks removed, having portals closed. Yeah, those dark programmings and codes removed and realigned and healed and so on and so forth. Psychic surgery. Akashic records. Go look it up. And go find you a practitioner that's not a dark practitioner. Okay. Yes, I do. I know, like, well, do you do it? Yes, I do. I will offer services when I am able to. Okay. Right now, I'm handling some things, and then after those things are handled, then it will be open for me to I will be offering it to the public. Okay. And you will be able to book sessions. And I will let you know when. I will let you know when. Yeah, and be mindful because somebody may not want you to get this, but it doesn't matter. Okay? When God says yes, nobody can say no. So for example, if I wake up with a migraine or I wake up and I feel something and I know it's not around that time of the month, oh, somebody sent me something. And I can always tell what they sent me when I start doing the spiritual work to cleanse. If I wake up and I got aches or pains and I know I didn't go to the gym or I know I didn't sleep crooked or somebody just tried to send me something. If I know randomly I done got nauseous out of somewhere and I didn't eat something bad or I know that I ate something, it's not that I didn't eat at all, Again, you do have to kind of like exit out any, reasonable causes in a sense, right? Then hey. But if I got these aches and pains, just and I'm just smelling or feeling nauseous, no, that means either an entity is around me or something negative, and or attached. Okay. So that's just to let you know. And listen, I had did this big, stupid, dumb house clearing, right? And I call it big, stupid, dumb because that's how clearing it was. Like how somebody might say a big, stupid bow because it's so big and pretty. So when I tell you the doors was able to close that much better, certain appliances wasn't making like tables that was squeaking, they weren't squeaking. Things that wasn't electronics that wasn't working properly started to work properly. So I say this to say some of the things that you guys may be dealing with in your house, or so on and so forth, it's because you got entity attachments on it. Somebody is messing with it. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not the case always. Like, for example, I can tell when somebody is trying to follow me on my car. They'll try to slow my car down as I'm trying to move. Right? Like they trying to follow me spiritually, astrally, or a spaceship trying to follow me astrally, and they're trying to attach something to my car so they can keep tabs. They do that too. Behind the veil. This is so behind the veil news. Okay? When you learn that there are other realms, when you learn that there is more to life that meets the naked eye, you are then able to make more sense of your reality and how to move. You will also be able to gain an understanding of more so where you come from. Like, really. I give you a hint because I'm giving other people hints. Men in Black, especially the last one that just came out, the one that with the girl that played in Creed. Imagine like y'all being a part of that world, and this is just our vessel. This is just our school supply to navigate this earthly realm. Okay? I know where I'm from. Okay? So some of y'all could be from Atlantis and stuff like that. The stuff that they deemed as fantasy. I mean, yes, the word fantasy is pretty, but they tried to trick you into thinking that those things aren't real when they very well are. But if they told you that they were, if they told you there was more outside of yourself, if they, right, then they wouldn't have as much control over people, right? People would be able to take their power back because they would be able to learn about themselves, their soul. They'll be able to learn who they are and the power they possess, and they'll be able to execute it. And that is something that the devil does not want from energy who has to steal from God's children in order to get something, right? So for those of you guys that have ailments, pains, and I mean like arthritis, Alzheimer's, diabetes, any mental health disorder, you need to go see an Akashic Record spiritual therapist, okay? That can give you a clearing to remove anything that's connected to any past lives, clear those programs, right? Clear those lifetimes, clear any imprints and hooks and, portals that's causing you harm. And as it starts clearing astrally for you as above, so below, start clearing up physically for you. I was dealing with an ailment for 12 years and no doctor could tell me what was going on. And it wasn't until I came upon the Akashic Records, and not just the Akashic Records, because I already knew about the Akashic Records. I already knew about receiving information from the Akashic Records. It was more of what you could do in it. Psychic surgery, right? And then learning about how the demons attack you and what it causes, these ailments and so on and so forth. And this is outside of spiritual death. This is outside of, and yes, generational curses, because it played into that, but also separately for you too. It wasn't until I had these implants, imprints, and all these programs and stuff removed, and these parasites specifically, these parasites that was doing, so the parasites, the demons leave them so that the parasites could do the nasty work for them while they go torment other people. You need to have those removed too, okay? And watch how life starts getting for you, okay? So it's what we got for you guys. Thank you all for your love and support here. It's truly, truly appreciated. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace out. Deuces.